We're going to start with another exercise. This one actually came from when we did the reduction of fractions to kind of find our constants and stuff like that. Remember me adding to an equation like, it doesn't really mean much. Here's what I meant by that. This is going to explain that whole thing of basically if you look at the different expressions and terms here, what is the highest term? And that's all I'm going to ask you to do when we search through all of this, exercise. We're going to go over the exercise and have you do the exercise first, and then I'll explain why it doesn't mean a hill of beans when it comes to worrying about any terms that are, frankly, less in that equation. So for what I want you to do right now is go through each one, and there's actually quite a bit here. It doesn't fit on all the page here. So there's all the ones that we have there. If you need a graphing calculator, by the way, there's an online one. Please let me know if the link is dead for some reason, but that'll help you out with figuring things out. This shouldn't take you too long, but I want you to do it anyway because you're going to need to identify this when you're given a homework assignment, a test question, or something of that nature. So heads up. So identify all the dominant terms here. Tell me what the big O is going to be. And honestly, it should be a good giveaway. Just look at the first example there. And then go from there, and we'll go over an answer here in a minute. So go ahead and hit pause, get the work done, and then we'll go over an answer. So here's your answers for everything. Again, notice that, by the way, the highest term of n of 1.5, your big O is going to be n of 1.5. So notice it's going to be a one-to-one match when we get to this. It just might have been figuring out which terms are which in your solution. That might have been the toughest part, of which one happens to go fastest compared to all of the other terms that you have in there, especially when we get to the logs. And I'll go over logs here in a minute, but make sure you have graphed this out visually. If you didn't agree with something, go ahead and visually do it on that graphing calculator or your TI, whatever the heck it is now, and prove it that way. But again, we're worried about which one's going to go the fastest, what curve is going to be the fastest out of all these. And that's the answers for what we have for our equations that we have